What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you're having a fantastic day. So in today's video, I'm bringing you a list of the top 5 weapons in Call of Duty Mobile right now. Now don't worry, I didn't just pull this list out of a hat and just create it like magic. I actually have watched and played in the pro scene recently, and some of these guns on this list are actually banned. You can't even compete with them, and the other ones are just the most used weapons. So I kind of took all that. Also, I looked at their stats and I just kind of created a list out of that, and I think most people will agree with this list. So if you were wondering what gun you should be taking into rank with you to try hard and go all sweaty mode, then I would take a look at this list. But before we hop into it, my name is Godzly. I am a Call of Duty Mobile content creator for Tribe Gaming. My channel will be linked in the description below. Also, shout out to the Call of Duty Mobile team for inviting me onto their official YouTube channel for their player content series. It's absolutely amazing, so remember to drop a like on the video. So I guess without wasting any more of your time, we're gonna hop into the list right now. Okay, so starting off this list here, we actually have the Fennec as the #1 weapon in the game. I honestly believe this, and I don't know who is really going to argue with me if you've played ranked at all recently. I'm sure you've went up against it a couple times, and also the stats kind of speak for itself. The Fennec has 111 fire rate, its mobility is over 90, and I'm sure you've experienced just getting absolutely juked when someone is using this and getting sprayed down. You don't need to be that accurate either. It has a pretty good range, especially for a Kimbo, and since it's a Kimbo, you know how fast the Fennec kills in the first place. If there's 2 of them, you're just gonna get insta-killed as soon as they see you, and like I said, tons of mobility, so they're just gonna be able to run in and out of your house or your buildings, bop bop bop, and your whole team is dead. It is a ton of fun to play with though, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So that is 100% the #1 weapon in the game right now. So if you want to be a troll and if you want to just destroy everyone, run the Akimbo Fennec. Now moving on to #2 on this list, and this weapon just kind of came out of nowhere. The HVK 30 is now actually getting banned in scrims and competitive matches, and also I forgot to mention earlier, the Fennec obviously is banned in competitive too because it's just too good. Same with the HVK, and the reason that this is getting banned is because it's a consistent 4-shot assault rifle with the new attachment, large caliber ammo, and all that does is pretty much give it more damage. And for an assault rifle, it has a pretty fast fire rate up at 71. You might hear me say, oh, it's a 4-shot assault rifle. Well, the DRH and the ASM-10 are 3 shots, so how is this better? Mainly it's better because of its fire rate. Its fire rate is just really fast, so it's going to give it a higher kill time than both of those weapons. It also has more mobility than both of them too, and mobility, of course, as you have probably noticed if you played the game long enough, is super important. Just take a look at past seasons, like for example the MSMC when that was on top, the Type 25. There's just a million different examples of why mobility is so important, and with it being consistent 4-shot at all ranges, the HVK 30 is definitely going to take the cake as a #2 weapon in COD Mobile right now. Moving on to #3 on this list, and I did mention this gun a little bit earlier when I mentioned 3-shot assault rifles. The DRH is a pretty consistent 3-shot. It gets around 4 or 5 at range, but most ranges you're going to notice you're going to 3-tap people. Its mobility is actually pretty solid too. It's up around 66, which is a lot for 3-shot ARs, and I'm going to show you the ASM-10 a little bit later, and we're actually going to compare some of the stats. But what I love about this gun is the mobility and the consistency, and in my opinion, I'm a huge fan of the iron sights on this. They just feel super accurate, but of course that is personal preference. Now what actually makes this gun a 3-shot assault rifle, and it seems like most of these top tier weapons, it's some kind of attachment that just absolutely breaks it. And what breaks the DRH is the 25 round OTM, which gives it a lot more damage. But as you notice right here, as you can see on the right hand corner, we actually have a 30 round OTM mag that's going to be dropping sometime into the game. I can't wait to see what they actually change when this drops. This might make this gun the best weapon in the game, so if it drops by the time you're watching this, go slap on the 30 round OTM mag and try it out for me. That's it for the DRH. Let's move on to #4 on our list. So for #4 on this list, we actually have the ASM-10. This is just another 3-shot assault rifle. I build it for mobility, but if you want to go for more accuracy and recoil control, it's going to have a little bit less mobility than the DRH normally has, so that's just why I put it underneath the DRH. Also, its fire rate is a little bit slower. It has a 55 fire rate while the DRH actually has a 57, so it's pretty much almost the same weapon except for a few little differences. Another difference is the recoil. Its spread is a little bit worse than the DRH, so it's sometimes harder to control and aim, it feels like, because you can't really control ADS speed. That's just all RNG, or it's just completely random. So just a couple little things that kind of knock it off and make it number 4 in the game. Pretty much any 3-shot weapon is going to be really good. Another weapon that's 3-shot, but it didn't actually make this list, it barely didn't make this list, is the Man of War. That gun is really good. There's just a few differences. I think it's a little bit slower, the bullet spread is worse, it has more recoil, and it's a little bit slower fire rate than these two weapons, but it is still a really solid weapon. Any gun that kills in 3 bullets is going to be crazy good. Number 5 on this list, and you can actually kind of argue for this position here, I would either give it to the Man of War, the Locust, or the QQ9, but I'm just going to be showing you guys the Locust because of course there's going to be a lot of sniper fans watching this video, and if you're going to pick a sniper to use, I would recommend the Locust just because it has the fastest ADS speed. Its damage is also pretty consistent, especially if you put stopping power like I have on right here. It's going to make it a lot more consistent, and you're going to get less hit markers, and you're still going to have the same ADS time as pretty much every other sniper in the game except for maybe the Outlaw. I believe snipers did actually get a buff in the last update too, so this definitely deserves a spot on here. If you have a really accurate aim, honestly this could be number 1 on the list. It just depends what kind of player you are. Now of course this list isn't really static, it just depends on how you play and how you enter the game and what your mindset is. Of course it's not going to be the same for everyone. Everyone has their own preferences. There's some weapons honestly that I like more than the top 5 on this list that I would rather use, but just stat wise, and it just seems overall in the pro player base these weapons are used more. So that's my top 5 guns in Call of Duty Mobile list. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, remember to click that like button, subscribe here if you're new, and again, before I go, if you guys have not checked out my channel yet, there will be a link in the description. I make a lot of these types of videos and class setup videos, and I know you will definitely enjoy them. Also, big shout out to the Call of Duty Mobile team for inviting me on here to make a video on their official YouTube channel. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys later.